Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our major stories. Panic envelops the air as 2 persons are killed following an ambush on Governor Kashim Shettima's convoy by Boko Haram. President Muhammad Buhari, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and 71 other presidential candidates signed the second peace accord ahead of the polls. Code of Conduct Tribunal orders a bench warrant on suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Walter Onnoghen, to ensure his appearance at the tribunal next Friday. And Syrian Democratic Forces say they are closing in on the terrorist group's last stronghold in the east of the country. ChannelsTV.com has some more information for you, and go to youtube.com/channelsweb to see our videos. Watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. And besides giving you access to news updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app has an eyewitness feature, so you can use it to share those pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu and follow the instructions. Elder statesmen under the aegis of burdened elders have asked the country's leadership to innovate strategies that can build consensus opinion that will diffuse the current tension in the polity. Among the elders who spoke are Dr. Christopher Kolade, Professor Anya, and Mr. Philip Athiodio. The group noted that Nigeria is drifting fast into ethnic divisions that are unhealthy and must quickly embrace a new order.
You see, it's not very often you get to have these elders of the nation come together under one roof. It's just got to be something on their mind. So let us hear them as Professor Anya opens the conversation on a bordered note, taken as pens down by them.
That a slide in moral standards and value of human worth in Nigeria may have started many decades ago, but this overwhelming plunge into extreme corruption of recent years has been a heartbreaking experience to us. It is difficult for elders to stand by and watch as the nation is bleeding and profusely and pretend that all is well as it should be. The violent turn of expressions, deepened economic hardships, and increasing desperation of the national polity has to be reversed to keep hope alive.
Chief Athiodio is one of Nigeria's brightest exports to the world as far back as 1958. He speaks to a solution template that's tested and trusted.
Under the current administration, for instance, I've urged, and in our consultations, the need for a long-term plan. I believe that we must have a vision, at least a 20-year vision. Let us all be sworn to it so that there is continuity.
Dr. Kolade won't be drowned in the political noise that inundates the polity, as he states.
I don't talk about fears with this election. I say there are people who have a misunderstanding of what they should be doing. There are people who do not yet come to terms with the fact that even politics, party politics, is not an end in itself. We practice party politics so that we can come to good governance.
Or how he feels we can return to the days of Engineer Wigwe. Sure, we really can.
I could move before. I was telling somebody this morning to Meduguri. I would have friends there, I would stay there. Move to Sokoto, I would have friends there, I would stay there. Come back, it didn't matter what time of the night. In fact, we preferred to drive at night in our youthful days. So we just have to redirect our focus. We have to come back to business.
Yes, their eyes may be dim, but these guys can still see strongly where Nigeria ought to be and can be. And the strategy is simple. For them, Nigeria needs to return to the national order where discipline and value is rewarded. And for the youth, 65% of the population, please can we all channel our energies in the right direction? Putting all of this together, Nigeria sure can be a better country. And this is the words of the elders. And like they say, their words of wisdom. From Victoria Island, Lagos, Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
From politics to legal matters now, the Code of Conduct Tribunal has issued a bench warrant ordering the arrest of the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen. The tribunal chairman, Justice Danladi Umar, issued a warrant to the Inspector General of Police and the Director of the Department of State Services to pick up Justice Onnoghen and bring him to the tribunal on Friday. The federal government had dragged Justice Onnoghen to court on a 6-count charge bordering on non-declaration of assets. Our correspondent, Amaka Okafor, has this report.
The trial of the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen, continued at the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Present in court were the counsel to the federal government and the defendant, Justice Onnoghen. However, Justice Onnoghen is absent again at the tribunal. No sooner had the panel of the tribunal, led by its chairman, Mr. Danladi Umar, arrived, the lead defense counsel, Chief Adeboyega Awomolo, informed the tribunal that the National Judicial Council was sitting and he suspects that Justice Onnoghen may be at the meeting, so the tribunal should guide the parties as to what to do. He also told the tribunal that since there are 4 applications pending, the tribunal could take the applications instead. Responding, the prosecutor, Mr. Aliu Umar, told the tribunal that the defendant is not at the tribunal and has consistently refused to show up. Therefore, relying on the practice direction of the tribunal, the prosecution will apply for an arrest warrant against Justice Onnoghen to compel him to show up for trial. He also said that contrary to the application of the lead defense counsel, no motion is ripe for hearing in view of the absence of the defendant. However, in a surprising move, the CCT chairman brought out a written ruling and read almost immediately the prosecutor concluded his argument. In the ruling, Mr. Umar ordered that a bench warrant be issued against Justice Onnoghen for his arrest either by the Inspector General of Police or the Director General of the Department of State Services and to produce him before the tribunal on Friday. Mr. Umar said that Justice Onnoghen must be in the dock on Friday unfailingly, adding that he must first submit himself to the jurisdiction of the tribunal and then raise whatever objection he has to the trial thereafter.
As a prosecutor, I made the application. It's for the judge, it's for them to agree or not to agree. They have agreed. So I don't have any opinion about that.
What if he's not here on that day?
DSS and the Inspector General of Police may be held in contempt of the tribunal.
Mr. Umar, who did not allow the other 2 members of the tribunal to make input or react to the ruling, announced that the matter is adjourned till Friday for arraignment. Amaka Okafor, Channels Television News.
In the meantime, the National Judicial Council has set up a 5-member committee to investigate the petitions and responses against the suspended Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onnoghen, and the acting Chief Justice, Justice Ibrahim Mohammed. The Council announced this at an emergency meeting which took place today in the nation's capital, Abuja. The committee is to be chaired by a retired Justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, Justice Sunday Akinto. In a statement by the NJC Director of Information, Mr. Soji Oye, the meeting accepted the results of the preliminary assessment of the petitions and decided that it was worthy of further investigation and should not be terminated under Rule 17 of the Judicial Discipline Regulations. A new petition written by the Action People's Party, that's APP, against the acting CJN was sent to him to respond to within 7 working days. And staying with legal matters, an Abuja High Court has granted bail to the former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Babachi Lawa, and 2 others who are standing trial for alleged criminal diversion of funds. Justice Jude Okeke released the defendants on bail on the condition that they provide a bail bond of 50 million naira and 1 surety each in like sum, who are expected to reside within the jurisdiction of the court and must have valid land deed titles. On politics now, the President, Muhammad Buhari, says Nigerians will not regret returning him into office for a 2nd term. He mentioned this at the APC presidential campaign rally in the nation's capital, Abuja. Our correspondent, Ibrahim Adra, reports that the President also talked about the challenges his administration encountered, but believes the party has delivered on its mandate.
Broom in hand and flanked by leaders of the ruling All Progressive Congress, President Muhammad Buhari stormed the Eagle Square in Abuja. From across the council area, supporters of the All Progressives Congress were on hand to welcome him. Ahead of the speeches, a moment's silence was observed in honor of supporters who died in Port Harcourt.
May God comfort all of us, and particularly the families of those who died yesterday.
Those who spoke all agreed the president deserves a second term.
Today, we are making a lot of progress. You have shown that you are the greatest farmer. Today, we have a lot of multi-millionaire farmers. Za a zo maku da tsokana, kar ku yarda da maganan tsokana. In kana rike da kwai, da an zo an neme ka da fada, za ka ajiye kwanka ka tabbatar ka kare kwanka. Namu babu fada.
We don't need to talk much. Nigerians know what they have gone through and they know what they are going through now.
The FCT minister went further to make this commitment.
But 4 years ago, we couldn't even go to our places of worship, not to come to this kind of place. So that is why, Your Excellency, the 1,300,000 registered voters in Abuja have decided to cast their vote for you.
The APC received decampees, including a presidential candidate who stepped down for President Buhari.
We have decided to pitch our tent with the All Progressive Congress, the APC.
The president then steps up to deliver his message.
We hardly import rice now. More than 90% of rice import has stopped. And the money we realize, we are plowing it back for infrastructure. You know the condition of our roads. You know the condition of the railways. It was virtually killed. And you know there was no power. The previous governments admitted, without anybody asking them then, that they spent $16 billion American dollars for power. You know more than I do. Where is the power?
Absent at the Abuja rally are party stalwarts Bola Tinubu, Rotimi Amechi and party chairman Adams Oshomole. The presidential campaign rally train comes to a halt when he visits his home state of Katsina on Thursday. From Abuja, Ibrahim Adra, Channels Television News.
And in the Niger Delta region, some ex-militants are also throwing their weight behind the president's second-term ambition because, according to them, he has done well for the people of the region and deserves another shot in office. The leader of the group, Mr. Ababowe Ben, under the aegis of Peace Ambassadors of the Niger Delta, explains that what the nation needs now is a man who has shown commitment to the welfare of the Niger Delta, which is reflected in the peace the region now enjoys. The Deputy Senate President, Ike Ekweremadu, has asked the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, and security agencies to ensure credibility in the February 16th and March 2nd elections. Senator Ekweremadu was speaking at the conclusion of the Enugu West PDP zonal campaign rally, expressed optimism that his party will come out victorious. And when the News at 10 returns, West African Ventures and Sea Trucks Group sign a settlement agreement over a protracted commercial dispute. That's on Business News. Join us again.